All right, guys, if you could only wear one watch priced under $1,000 for the rest of your life, what watch would it be? Derek?
Oh my God, why'd you have to choose me first? Okay, one watch for the rest of my life. I'm going to go with the Seiko Alpinist. So the Seiko Alpinist is basically like the mountaineer watch. I think it's pretty good because you have a date window, you have 200 meter water resistance. The green dial is really nice. It's going to match with a lot of stuff, especially if you're wearing brown, like for fall. And it looks pretty good. Cathedral hands, lume. So that would be my choice.
Okay, Ben?
I'm going to go something out of the box. I just saw this watch recently. It's the Maine Lunar Classic 36.
Not the Manhattan.
Not the Manhattan. I like this watch because it's so plain. It's simple. It's elegant. It will go with everything. If you're going to wear it for the rest of your life, I feel like you got a moon phase. You got the water resistance. It's got one of the nicest bracelets I've ever seen on a watch. It's going to be a strap monster. And yeah, I mean, there's so many choices, but that's just off the top of my head. That's what I go with.
And for me, I'm actually wearing it right now. The Hamilton Khaki Field Murph 38. And I just love this watch because of the history of it. As I've said many times, Interstellar is my favorite movie. And now they just released the white dial, which I like the black dial more, but they released a bracelet for it. So with the bracelet and putting it on leather, it's very, very versatile. I think it's like $8.95 or so. So Hamilton Khaki Field Murph for me.
Great choice.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Wrist Enthusiast Radio. I'm here with Derek and Ben. How are you guys doing?
I'm good.
It's been a while since we've been in person.
It's been a minute.
And why? And we already talked about this because we've done virtual episodes. But Ben obviously has a newborn baby girl.
Yes,
I do have a newborn baby.
Ben, no, sorry. Oh my God, Derek has
Ben, you didn't tell us.
Ben has a newborn baby too. No,
I know.
Derek has a newborn baby. Congratulations, first time. I've said that to you in person. But
Was it been like 3 months?
Have I not seen you in person since then?
I haven't seen you guys since I think July.
Wow.
But I feel like I have seen you guys. Because we've been doing
call,
online.
texting, and all that. Yeah.
Texting too often.
Yeah.
But it's good.
You go to a meeting and there's like 10 texts from the other two guys.
You're like, what's going on over there?
But anyway, so there's been a lot of changes. Obviously, you can see we're in a different space. We're in a space, in Manhattan that, is pretty cool, actually, meant for recording podcast. So there won't be any falling debris in this episode.
Are you sure about that? I don't know.
It looks pretty secure to me. So I think we're safe on that. But we have some other big news. And I'm going to pass it off for Derek to tell everyone about. Derek, what's the news?
So as you may have noticed, if you're watching this on video, obviously, is that all of us are wearing watch straps, and not just any watch straps, but us at Wrist Enthusiast Radio, we really wanted to partner with other companies or other individuals in the industry that are passionate and enthusiasts about watches. And so that's why it was very natural for us to partner with Delugs. If you've seen any of our videos or even mine, you know that Delugs makes some of the best watch straps from leather. They make watch trays, watch storage cases, rubber straps, Velcro. They have a whole line of new products. And I think they're launching some new stuff too, even after this episode comes out. But I think this would be a good time to kind of talk about what's on our wrist today. Okay. And talk about what straps we paired them with. So I'm going to start with Ben, then Craig, and then loop back to myself.
All right, so I'm wearing my Bel Canto with the light blue. I love this watch. I haven't been wearing it a lot recently, but when I first got it, I knew I wanted to get, actually, believe this is no joke, I'm not just saying that because they're sponsoring the podcast. I wanted to get the Deluxe cut the size rubber strap.
Yeah.
I think you guys probably remember me saying that. And people on the podcast probably remember me saying that. But for a while, I've gotten so many watches and I'm like, I just haven't gone to it. And then when we found out we might be doing this, I'm like, I need to get one of those. Mm-hmm. So I am wearing this on the white rubber cut the size strap. So it's literally cut the size. The clasp is awesome, by the way. And this one has the texture, which originally I was looking at just the plain one, but yes, you can.
That's nice. That's
pretty cool.
It's good. But yeah, it's I think how this watch should be worn. Actually, I think Andrew Morgan, when he came out with his red Bel Canto, had a cut the size rubber deluxe strap.
Yeah.
With his limited edition. So I think it's just perfect for this watch.
Yeah, you told me when you first got it that you would prefer it on rubber and you were waiting to get one. Yep. So luckily this partnership or sponsorship came about, and now you have
And now
it.
I'm wearing it. I reckon anybody that has this watch that's listening, hopefully there's a bunch of you out there, I would strongly consider getting that. And I'm not just saying that.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And it matches your whole outfit too.
Yeah.
You have like the beige, the natural color tones
It
going on, and then you
does.
have
I'm
this
like,
white.
this.
It's very.
rubber
I
strap
was saying it's very wintry when I first saw
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
winter.
It's not.
But Ben's getting
Ben
festive
looks like he's
already.
going skiing or something.
As my friend said, it's time to start dressing. When it gets like this weather, you can put on a sweater maybe. You're rocking a little flannel.
It's been a little warm the last few days though.
It has.
So
It has, but it's nice.
okay. So I actually switched between our intro and now. So I'm wearing my Colloquium Project One. Is that what it's called?
You tell us. It's
Project
your
One
watch.
or Project One. But it's on the Delcro strap. So I actually have met Ken, the founder of Delugs, a few times. And when I saw him in Geneva during Geneva Watch Days, he was wearing a Colloquium also. I think the previous one, or maybe it was this one, with a Delcro strap. And I was like, that's really cool. And so I was like, you need to send me one. And then this sponsorship came around and he sent me one, and it's super comfortable. And I like that, unlike a normal, it's like NATO-esque and kind of, but it's a little more elastic, and also it doesn't have the piece of fabric underneath the watch, so it doesn't add any thickness or anything.
That's good.
And
I
it's
see
just super comfortable. Yeah. And it just like has this like Velcro or Delcro.
I think the
So
last
it like
time you
can
wore it,
fit perfectly on any wrist size. It's really,
last time you wore this watch on the podcast, I
Yeah.
really wanted to get it.
yeah. And they just released,
Might be
Colloquium
awesome.
just released another one.
Oh, I saw it with like different loom
Yeah,
on
it's
it too.
it's green loom, and this one has a green. That one has a green dial, and because I bought one, they were like, "Oh, we can give you get you in the raffle or something." I was like, "I can't spend another."
How much are these?
3,500, I think it comes to. It was like 29.99 Swiss francs, so I think it comes
That's
out
really
to
not bad for this kind of
No.
watch. I was actually expecting more, so I'm actually thinking that's a really cool.
That's sick on
Watch.
the strap.
Yeah,
Cool.
That's
That's
I
great.
like Velcro a lot.
Yeah.
yeah.
And look, Ben's wearing the perfect outfit because everything just matches
Yeah.
his outfit.
Yeah.
It's neutrals.
Exactly how it works. I love that. That is
Yeah, it's so cool,
comfortable.
right? You need to get one for
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, I like that the shade of green is really nice. I know
Yeah.
that sometimes when you get green straps, the color could be off, but this one's like a deep, like olive or military. It actually matches your phone case pretty well.
yeah.
So you
So-
have like different shades going on here. But dude, it looks
Yeah.
great.
So we got that. It's pretty close. But my phone case is actually like breaking apart, so I need a new phone case.
like
But now
my
I need to get the same color phone case.
You have my phone case?
Is
Is that like a suction?
It's an Octo Buddy, so you could put it on a window and you could film yourself for like
you do
TikToks
that
and
a
stuff
lot?
like that.
That's smart.
what windows are you putting it on?
No, I haven't done it. I got
Windows
it probably
97.
2 weeks ago.
Have you ever, before you got this, were you looking at a lot of windows, being like, I could film
I
there?
use it as natural light.
Okay.
That's smart,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
So I was
Yeah.
like, at some point, I'm gonna need it, and it's fun just to like put your phone on the wall. I put it on my wall in my room while I'm working, and it just stays away from
I
me.
thought it was one of those things where those little kids games, or
Oh,
where
like
you
the
press
buttons?
all the you press all the
Oh,
things.
I
yeah.
like those.
Yeah, I thought that was
Yeah.
like a fidget game. Or
I like how
fidgeting.
Craig looked at me to confirm because he's like, I don't know if Ben's too young to understand this reference. So let
Yeah.
me look at Derek
Like
to
my
see if he
nieces all
understands.
have them.
By the way, you have a daughter.
Yeah.
She's like 1 month old.
She's actually officially 2 months today.
Okay,
But before
yeah.
I talk about that, let me tell you about my strap.
Mhm.
So embarrassingly, or maybe Ken knows from Delugs, but like I have like 50 Delugs straps. And that's like before I started working with Delugs and Ken. That was like me just buying straps all the time.
But I think Ken would probably. I'm surprised he sponsored us, because that's losing a huge revenue stream of you buying more
Well,
straps.
I think
from
he's
him.
he's like, you know what? I already maximized my revenue from Derek, so you know it's time to start working with him because he owns so many straps. But I literally have like I can like dump them on the table and it'd be I have 19 millimeter, 20 millimeter, 21, 22. I was telling Ben before the show, I was like,
crazy.
I have an embarrassingly like amount of straps, but I think Delugs for me, like the way I first found them is through Grand Seiko, because like obviously like the Grand Seiko collectors community was always looking for straps to pair. And so Delugs always had like a really good strap combination with their watches with Grand Seiko. And then Yeah, basically. So today I'm wearing my Longines Spirit Zulu Time Titanium that I brought to show you guys. I think the last time I saw you guys.
Oh yeah.
But
Is
this
this
time
the same one?
it's the same watch, but now I have it on this gray cut to size rubber strap.
Ooh,
The-
can I see that?
Kind of the annoying thing about this watch in particular, although I love it, is that the lug width is 21 millimeters. I hate 21
You've gone
millimeters.
on this rant before.
Yeah, this
I
is like
remember this.
I will keep ranting about it. But luckily, when you buy the correct strap, it fills in the gap nicely, and so
Yeah.
that way this one wears nice. Just like the one Ben has. Mine also has texture, but it's a
Super
different
nice.
texture than what Ben
Different.
has.
Yeah.
Mine
Oh,
is like
yeah.
more refined, like smaller textures. Well, Ben's is like larger scales. It looks like,
Yeah,
but
I'd say, yeah, scales is definitely there.
that might be the right word.
Yeah.
this is super nice.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's titanium, so it's so
Yeah.
light. And when Ken asked us, I should say Ken, my brother, my twin, because everyone thinks him and I are the same person sometimes, which is funny.
yeah.
What's it called? When he asked us like, what strap do I want? I was like, honestly, I have no idea because I have so many of your straps. Can you just like recommend me straps? So he chose a strap I would have chose for myself. So
Every
that's
strap Eric has is gray.
it's
I
gray.
think.
So he got me a gray rubber strap, which is like perfect. And then it matches this watch really well. And yeah, that's my deluxe strap that I'm wearing today too.
Oh.
So thanks to Ken and Delugs for sponsoring Wrist Enthusiast Radio.
Mhm.
And
We're gonna have a link to Delugs in the caption, but it's delugs.com, I think.
it's delugs.com. And I mean, you
And
guys, you
they-
guys know where to find them.
They
Yeah.
literally have like, I'm not joking. I've gone to the website a billion times. They have everything.
Yeah.
Like you go and you're like, oh, yep, I need that one. I need that one. Like it's nuts.
Yeah. And in all seriousness, I have one of their like 9 watch cases. I
Yeah.
think it's 9 watches. They're super high quality, everything that they make. So, we wouldn't have partnered with anyone that we didn't really believe in before. And so, we like Ken, but that's not a reason enough. The products are really good
Yeah.
They really are.
and they're doing cool stuff and like innovative stuff. They have that buckle that like it's like raised a little bit. or
Have
Wait
it
till
something.
next
Yeah.
episode. Next episode, I'm gonna show you the buckle. Yeah.
Sick.
So anyway, today we have, I think, an interesting topic that a lot of people are interested in. We're going to talk about, and we kind of alluded to it in our intro sequence, watches under $1,000, like our favorite watches under $1,000 in all the different categories. So we're talking integrated bracelet sport watches. We're talking about field watches, dive watches, skeleton dial watches, chronographs, everything. So we're going to do this kind of, I guess, round robin-esque.
Okay.
But does anyone have a preference on which category we hit first? Maybe dive watches, since they're
So classic.
so classic.
Dive watch
Yeah.
is a good one to start with. Don't start with me first, though. I need a second to think.
Do you know, or I can't, I know what I want.
Okay, well, Ben, you go ahead.
This is what I'm going to choose. And so I was just talking about this watch, but it's over 1,000. It's 1,200.
Ben's always breaking the rules. Ben's
Literally,
always
the
breaking
first
the
thing
rules.
you
before
do
we
is
start.
pick a watch that's over
it's funny,
$1,000.
I'm about to
He's
pull
gonna
the
say
trigger on
he's gonna
one.
say it's the tutor
Yeah.
snowflake again.
It's the Seiko SPB. Well, if I can choose it for pre-owned prices, I won't. But Seiko SPB 143, it's awesome. It's classic. It's just beautiful. But yeah, it is. It's really nice. You kind of get everything you want. It's that upgraded Seiko diver from the Turtles and the other collection. But yeah, it is over 1,000.
Yeah, so what's your under $1,000
$100,000?
watch?
Maybe we can go with, you could tie it in with my, any Christopher Ward diver is great, but my original one, the C60 Sapphire, is under 1,000 on the bracelet. And that's the only Christopher Ward watch I will pick today, I swear. But
Besides one you're wearing. Oh,
besides
that's,
one I'm wearing,
well,
but I didn't pick
that's
it.
way over it.
that's what I'm wearing, yeah. But it's, bracelet's awesome. The tech is awesome. I think they still sell it, but I know it's probably getting phased out. But it's got that skeleton dial. It's really its own look. No other watch looks like it.
Yeah. That's
So,
good.
yeah, I love
That's
it.
a good choice.
Yeah.
I'll go next. So I'm gonna just be a little bit self-serving here and go with the Ren Diver one.
Makes sense.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, I was like,
Yeah,
I
why can't
I can't.
I mean, it
choose-
would have been so much better if you chose the watch than I'm choosing my own watch.
Well, I was gonna say, like, I would choose the Ren Diver one, but I feel like I'm a little biased.
Yeah, okay. And I'm way biased. So the Ren Diver one, I like it. I mean, I designed it, so
You better like it.
and we have 2 new variations coming very, very soon. We have the sand, which I've teased, but we're working on some slight tweaks to it. And then we have, should I give the name of the next one? I won't give what it looks like yet.
Yeah, give the name.
Okay,
I feel like
so-
you have to because
Okay.
you alluded
Teased on
to
the
it now.
pod.
Okay, so we're calling it the Snow. And
Snow.
so that one probably will be for sale before the Sand, which we've teased, but I hadn't gotten a final prototype of that. So those are the two coming next. We have the Aqua that we sold out of. And then, $895 Swiss made, 200 meters of water resistance. I think great dial colors. So that's what I would.
Style.
Sandwich
Dials are
style.
great, yeah.
Super Luminova. You get a bracelet and a fitted rubber strap to it. And people have said, and this has made me really happy, that the unboxing, because we have this like really nice wooden box with a
It
travel
does look
pouch
good.
in
I
it.
saw the videos.
They've said it. I've had people say, no offense to Omega, that their unboxing of their Diver one was better than their unboxing of their Omega.
Wow. Did
so-
they unbox a first Omega in space though?
Well, that's, I mean,
I'm kidding.
so, if I had to choose a watch that wasn't my own brand, maybe I would choose the Baltic Aquascape if you want that vintage kind of feel. They have it in titanium as well.
I feel like
Um,
we're going to hear more Baltic this episode because they
okay.
make a lot of cool stuff
Under
under
1,000,
1,000.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you?
So I will choose a proper dive watch under 1,000, also from Seiko, but this time I'm going to go historical. I'm going to go for the Seiko SKX. You guys probably know
Oh, yeah.
about this. I'll choose that as mine, and I feel like there's not one specific one, but I'll throw some reference numbers out there for you guys.
007.
SKX 007 or SKX 013 if you like the 36 millimeter one. And the
you
SKX,
say it with an attitude every single time. You're like SKS 007.
I'm like SKX because you got to say it with your chest.
That's like an all-time watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I don't even know if it's like a full dive watch. I mean, they are, but like now what they become is like Seiko 5 has taken the SKX case
Yeah.
and now they've done a bunch of stuff with it. But because of the SKX, that original watch, and people were modding it, that's why Seiko decided like, hey, people are like making money off modding our own watches. Why don't we just mod our own watches? So now Seiko has like Seiko Naruto, Seiko One Piece, Seiko like what's it called? Honda edition, Honda Club
Oh, they
edition.
have everything.
They literally
yeah.
make every different collaboration they can think of. They probably have a Deadpool one, Seiko Invicta. No, I'm just kidding.
Deadpool.
But like that's a classic watch. You can't go wrong. That's going to be timeless, and whatever variation you end up going with is probably a good choice, especially for a first dive watch under 1,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those are our
Get
choices.
that.
What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Favorite diver under 1,000.
Yeah. Pick mine, the one over 1,000.
Yeah, the only one over 1,000. What should we do next? What?
Should go down the list into grid.
Okay.
Oh man,
Yeah. Derek, you wanna start?
So you want to go first, or you want to think about it? Okay.
no, you guys should go first.
Okay. I will go first. And I'm probably gonna pick the one that you're gonna pick.
I don't know. What do you
Manhattan,
think?
Maine.
Yeah, that's what I was going
Oh.
to do.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll find something else.
So it's just, Swiss made under $1,000, has a unique case, like kind of squarish case design
Mhm.
or a rectangle-ish case design, a nice, not overpowering pattern on the dial. And, you don't see that many, like besides the Tissot PRX, maybe that many Swiss made integrated bracelet designs under 1,000. I've had some conversations about working on one, and it can be expensive to do. So the fact that kind of a micro brand has done that and done so at a high quality, to me is very impressive. And it's just a unique design that doesn't really look like a Royal Oak or a Nautilus. I feel like in the integrated bracelet design, even at high price points, we see so many that just look like a Royal Oak or look like a Nautilus.
Yep.
And to come out with something that doesn't really look like either of those and is still unique and kind of classic looking, to me is very impressive. So I would go with the main Manhattan, the 37, I think. I think is that the only size they do, or do they do it?
I think it's only 37.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have one? Or
I got one.
Okay,
Yeah. I don't think I'm taking Ben's, but I'm going to go with the Tissot PRX. But I have a specific model I'll go with, the 35 millimeter in the yellow gold plated. I think
Yeah.
that's a cool watch because obviously integrated bracelets have made such a big resurgence in the last couple of years, I think since like 2021. But like that watch reminds me specifically of the Vacheron Constantin yellow gold 222.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, hey, for what, like literally a fraction of the price, you get an all yellow gold plated bracelet integrated, and you get like this waffle dial texture, 80-hour Powermatic 80 movement, 100-meter water resistance loom, all that good stuff. And I'm still surprised it's under 1,000 because when it first launched, I thought it should have been priced at 1,000.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The other option I had in mind, I'll throw in this one as like an honorable mention, is that even Seiko has the Sharp series,
Mm-hmm.
and the Sharp series is priced at 1,000. But like I think more people think of Tissot than they think of like the Seiko Sharp series.
Yeah.
But it's also a good choice too. But that
Yeah.
would be mine for integrated bracelet. I don't even know if there's that many options, but you probably guys have more range than I do.
What is the replacement for the main Manhattan?
Oh, I'm gonna go. It was actually I had two of them. So the other
Okay.
one is the Yema Urban Traveler.
Oh, that's a great
Ah.
watch. I
It's a
didn't even
great-
think of that one.
So nobody talks about it.
Yeah.
Tell
Like,
us.
you don't see enough. So it's a 38 millimeter integrated sports watch, sapphire crystal. So like a lot of brands when they say in-house caliber, like
Yeah.
you don't what's involved in that. Are they
Yeah.
just tuning it up or like so like they call it it's the second generation of the Yema 200 movement or something
Yeah.
like that.
They're from France.
They're from France,
cool.
yeah. But I don't know that's actually in-house, but that's what they say. And it's great bracelet, sapphire crystal, it's thin. And it just looks good. Like the main Manhattan, it looks like nothing else.
Yeah.
It's its own watch, which I can appreciate.
When the micro rotor version of that went on sale on Kickstarter, I was this close to buying it,
Mhm.
but it was just a little bit too expensive for me.
How much is the micro one?
It was, I think, 2,000 or
Mhm.
something like that, or maybe close to it. But they made like they finished the movements the same color as the dial, so the blue one has a blue like finished movement.
That's
The
a cool
green one
touch.
has a green finished movement. It's super cool, and
Yep.
it's obviously a lot thinner because of the micro rotor. So yeah, that's a good pick as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I think one of the ones that you don't hear about a lot. Because there's
Yeah.
a bunch, right? If you get just over $1,000, there's like so many.
Yeah.
But
I don't see them
Under
at
the-
like a lot of events and things, but they just seem to be like doing their thing and,
Yema,
and happy with it, you know?
I just
Yeah.
saw the other day they had the Yema Rally Graph.
Yeah.
Awesome watch.
Yeah.
Really cool. Same thing. Never see it.
Okay, so let's go with GMT.
GMT. Ooh.
And I mean, I have one of my choices here.
Okay. Do you want to show it?
Yeah, so I reviewed this, or I had one of my writers review this recently. The Jack Mason Strata Timer.
Oh, let me see that. I've never seen this before. But
so it's
it looks
I think
nice.
it's like $900 now, or
think
maybe
it is.
$995. I think it's like $995.
Yeah.
I think it's just under 1,000. It has the Miyota GMT movement, which is it's a Traveler GMT, and it it has like the two-tone bezel. So they have multiple versions. They have like a kind of a Batman version and a Pepsi version.
Mhm.
And
oh, damn,
this is
it's an
called the
actual
Espresso.
Traveler GMT at
Yeah,
this
yeah,
price
no, it
too,
is. Yeah,
under
it is.
1,000?
Yeah.
Damn.
It has a micro adjust. It has a Jubilee bracelet. It's kind of a little
Oh
bit of
my
a
God.
mishmash between like a GMT Master and a Seiko Turtle because it has that turtle-esque case. But the finishing is really high quality. And to get a Traveler GMT, that's pretty stylish for $900.
Put it, get on your wrist. It's
Yeah,
like,
let me
yeah,
see.
on
this.
wrist, it's like, I want one. And that's actually the colorway I want
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Because like, I think like, so they also make like a Pepsi version,
Yeah.
a Hulk, a Batman.
This one is more like the root beer equivalent, right? But it's called the espresso.
and I like how it's different. So it's
Yeah.
not, it's like just a little bit more different. So it's like its
Yeah.
own thing. But I think when you get like Pepsi,
It's
too reminiscent.
but it's super high quality for under $1,000. You know.
Wow, this looks amazing.
yeah.
Honestly.
It's just very well finished watch. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it.
Is the bezel like sapphire crystal bezel too?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all the numerals are loomed?
I think
I don't know.
I didn't bring a
I
UV
don't
light with me
remember
today.
off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I should know that. But the
that's
dome
super
crystal's
cool.
nice too. So they have some cool stuff in their catalog. Their diver's nice too. It's very similar to
Yeah.
the Strata. The Hydra Timer, I think it's called.
Hydro timer.
Yeah.
Their hour hand's like a messed up snowflake hand. Have you seen that? It looks like a Tudor snowflake. That's when I see it. I can't unsee it. But
Didn't they
yeah.
do like an aqua color or something too?
I don't know.
Jack
Not on
Mason?
maybe. I think it was on the Hydra Timer.
Oh,
I think
okay.
they might have done it.
Yeah.
I'm honestly blown away by this. I've never seen this before. I've seen it because you would post it, but I never like
Yeah.
had hands on with it. It's pretty incredible what they've been able to do here. Like
Yeah.
they hit everything like what enthusiasts would want. Like what's it called?
Micro
Micro adjustment in the bracelet.
Yeah.
The dial is like really nice, very simple, clean. I mean, it does have a lot of like that GMT Master 2 kind of DNA to it, but obviously it's at a fraction
totally
of the price
point. Yeah.
And this is something I could see definitely wearing, like taking on vacation and like not worrying about it too much and still having like something high quality and really
Does
cool.
it have the push button adjust on there?
I think this is.
Is it on the fly or is it?
Yeah, you can actually, it looks like you just like drag it and pull it.
Oh, cool.
To adjust. Here, I'll pass it over to you so you can check it out.
If, they put the, oh, that's nice.
I know they're doing some other upgrades. This was, I think, 8 or 10 months ago I got this one. So, so they might have, I know they have like the Strata Timer 2, which I think is, they still sell the Strata Timer, but I think they might have made some other upgrades to it. So,
yeah, it's sick. Cool.
All right. So who's next? Ben?
I have one. I don't have it with me, but I actually own it. It's the Notice Trail Tracker.
Okay.
Cool.
You're seeing it. So it's a collab with Notice and Raven watches. And it's like a fully, would you say, stealth watch with this orange GMT hand. And it just looks so good. It looks a little bit like an Explorer 2, but not really.
Yeah.
Have you seen it before?
I haven't seen it.
Have I worn it on the podcast? I don't even know.
I don't think you have before.
Trail Tracker. I literally brought my iPad. I don't even have it out.
Oh yeah,
that's what it looks like.
Nice.
Is that all titanium too?
It's no
DLC, like a gray
yes,
DLC.
It's a DLC coated, but it's like an incredible DLC matte finish.
Yeah.
Downloadable content.
Stainless steel. Yeah. What's that?
I said downloadable content.
Yeah.
You gotta download the case.
What's the price on this one?
This is like $900, but they literally sell out in like 10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's crazy. But yeah, I love that watch. Doesn't get talked about enough.
I think mine I kind of alluded to before, but I'm gonna go back to it. I'm gonna go back to the Seiko 5 GMT
Let's
that
see
came
how
out.
many
How many Seikos
categories in a
mention?
row. Derek will mention Seiko.
I'm kind of worried because I feel like my range is more in Seiko, so obviously I'm going to talk about them a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, Seiko 5 GMT. That one came out, I think, also a few years ago, like 2022 or 2021, and then like I know a bunch of people got those watches just because like you had a bunch of fun colors. They have like the Batman colors, the Pepsi colors. They did a Pogue like style one, I think before, or maybe I'm wrong. They didn't do a Pogue.
There it is.
But yeah, the SPB,
2022.
Seiko 5 GMT 2022. Tons of different dial colors. One of my favorite ones they did recently is like a white dial with blue. So it's like their limited edition run. I like it when watches do like white dial sport watches, which is cool. Yeah, that one's like one of their new ones that just came out.
Sick.
So it's really nice. I think it's a solid watch. It's like $475, so they're under $500, and they're really like readily accessible anywhere you want to go find them. And you know, it's very Seiko-y. So like the bracelets have like that Jubilee style, but you know the clasp and you know you still have a see-through case back, even though it's only 100-meter water resistance. It's funny because like the sapphire, the crystal on top is not sapphire. It's like their what they call it, their Heartlex crystal, but then their crystal on the bottom is sapphire. Because for the movement, it's always like a funny thing. But I guess at that point you can't really complain too much.
Sandwich.
Yeah, with everything. But
with this watch, when they came out with it, there's so many variations now.
There's so many.
When you're talking about with the modding, like they won't like they just want to make their own mods.
Yeah, they're basically making their own mods and then making money by selling it, which I think makes sense.
Well, that's what happened with the Casio,
like so
right?
many
with
different
the metal
versions.
and all the other, because people are modding them to make them look like Royal Oaks.
So
and they're
like, let's just make our own.
Let's just make all these different versions.
Yeah.
Can I add a honorable mention to the GMT category?
Yeah.
And I think this watch just came out recently. The Timex Expedition GMT in titanium.
It's cool. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
It's like 505, I think, or 500 and something.
I want to see if this is the same one I'm thinking about.
Yeah, see,
Okay.
549. There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks so
automatic
similar.
titanium for.
It looks like the Notice Trail Tracker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
similar,
It does,
but
yeah.
you know, Timex is really kind of upping their game a little bit. So 549 for an automatic GMT and titanium to me is a pretty good deal, if I say so myself.
I saw a lot. I haven't got hands on with that. I saw a lot of people talking about it.
Yeah, I haven't got hands on with it yet, but I just noticed it, and it just came out, right?
Like I saw Watch Chris post about it probably a week
See,
ago.
the other one I was thinking about was a Timex Q, which I see it right there, the Q
Yeah.
GMT. That one I thought looks really cool. But
Yeah,
is that quartz movement for that one?
Yeah, I think they're quartz.
Look at that 38 millimeter.
Yeah.
Those are good looking watches on the wrist.
Those are handsome
Yeah.
watches.
And that's
they're
like
good.
$200.
$200,
$220.
Dude, this is crazy.
You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought 475 was a deal. This is like
that's 540, but I think 549 or whatever it is for an automatic titanium
automatic
watch. You know, is pretty. It's a pretty good deal.
Wow. Nice.
Sick.
What's our next topic?
So our next is let's do chronograph. This can be hard, right? Because it depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for automatic or, you know, manual, mechanical watch, or if you're okay with mecha quartz or quartz, there can be different options. So,
Right, so
Derek, start with you.
I already know what I'm gonna say.
Whatever Seiko you're gonna pick, just tell us.
Yeah, I might as well just put it out there first. Okay, Seiko speed timer.
Yeah.
Okay, SSC 813. It's like a panda dial. I think it's great. I actually really like the watch. I've owned the black one and the white one over. Yeah, I don't have them anymore, but I used to own them. I actually did a Tough Mudder with the black dial version, so I know it can definitely
you did a
go
Tough
through
Mudder?
mud.
I didn't know that.
How long did it take you?
The Tough Mudder?
Yeah.
I don't remember. We did the 5K version, and I was still tired because like I actually did it for my bachelor party. Like
That sounds
my guys were like,
less
"Let's
fun.
go
Were
do
you
this."
drunk when you did it?
No, afterwards, yes.
Yeah.
Not during. No, I was really focused. But yeah, I had the blacked out version on my wrist while doing the Tough Mudder, and you know my watch came out and it survived. But like they would like months later, I would still find like dirt even in between like the crevices, even though I like really cleaned it up.
I mean,
But-
it's a good looking watch. It has that, you know, Daytona
Yeah.
Panda look.
What
but-
I like about it, the price is I think it's $675 for any of the quartz versions. They're all quartz, solar quartz, so that means that you'll have like a full and empty meter like in your car. It'll tell you if the battery is charged, and that way if you wear it like once every 3 to 6 months, it will keep running. So you don't have to wear it all the time, and that's exactly why I loved having one, is because I would take it out when I would go biking or go do some activity. The chronograph can only count up to 60 minutes, so that's always like a little pet peeve of mine.
Right.
If
And
you're
then-
cooking for longer than 60 minutes, what do you do?
I'm gonna have to just throw out the dish. I mean, I don't know what to do at that point. But the only pet peeve I have about this watch is there's a 24-hour counter at 3 o'clock. So it says like, it tells you if it's AM or PM, which I always find kind of like not so useful on this watch. I would rather it be able to count more than an hour or literally anything else. But like to tell me AM or PM is not useful. And it's funny because the one time I like say like, oh, I don't like that feature. Everyone's like, well, it's really useful if you're like spelunking. Well, it's really useful if you go clubbing at till 5 a.m. I'm like, how many times are
Do you know
in
like,
this
you should
scenario
know when it's,
to not know when it's
yeah.
AM or PM
Yeah.
anyways? I understand there are reasons why people would need that, but like you don't really need AM PM on a chronograph.
Yeah.
I agree.
But-
Okay, so let's see. I'm kind of split between two. I think you're probably gonna pick one of the ones that I pick.
Yeah, I have two as well. So let's see.
Okay, so my first one is there's a couple different variations from this brand. There's the Pancel Allure. They have the Allure mechanical wind.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I need to wait.
Depancel, DEPA.
Oh, Depancel.
Yeah, we have a producer here now, and it's great. And he can look up
looking at
everything
stuff.
for
This
us
is-
and
this
help
is-
us.
Yeah, I
you
don't
This is
know?
have to
actually
pretend
the
I know it. I'm
greatest
just
thing ever,
nodding
yeah.
like, yeah, cool. Show me after.
His name is David, so shout out to David.
Thanks, David.
So there's the Allure chronograph, that new one that just got released. There's the manual one.
watches for like $3,000. No,
The automatic Swiss made automatic is more expensive. This one is manual wind and $680, and then they just released a Mecha Quartz one, which is I think really cool. I love this watch. $595. It has that kind of like 80s, look to it.
Totally.
They're very aligned to their vision of being kind of racing inspired watches. All of their watches look racing
For
inspired.
sure.
And
The typography is pretty cool on the logo.
yeah, it's
Like,
just, and this one's
has
I
that
think
retro look.
37, 70s, 80s look. So that would be these two watches from Depancel. It's 36 millimeters actually.
I'm glad you mentioned it because I would have never known this brand or
Yeah.
because I don't really look into this stuff. But that's a really cool looking chronograph.
Yeah, it's a good looking chronograph. And
Hey, wait, does it have the 24-hour scale too on the 3 o'clock? I'm just kidding.
I don't think so. But the other brand, it does actually.
Yeah.
So it's probably using the same movement, right?
Maybe, yeah.
The other brand I would, and I'll let if this is one of Ben's, I'll let him talk about it. The Brumetric chronograph.
I was gonna say
is on my
definitely gonna
list,
come.
Is it
yeah.
one of your two?
Yeah, but it's one of my two.
Okay, so
So
we
she
can
got a
both
new
talk
one.
about it. We can both talk about it a little bit. Obviously, the Brumetric, Ben and I
That
are
one,
big
yeah.
fans of it.
Don't you guys both own one too?
I used to own a chronograph. Now I own the automatic, the 3-hander.
Okay.
But
I got the Chrono.
They just released another one with like a yellow sunray,
Yeah,
gold
it's the
sunray
Brumetric Star.
star. That's
That's
really
why I
nice.
put it. I was gonna decide between honorable mention or put it in, but it looks so good.
Yeah. It's so nice. The red accents around the outside are super nice.
Jonathan's a very talented designer.
He's very talented, and he's very talented at taking a watch and changing it a little bit and making it totally different and still like still very cool.
Like mine's a PVD coated full black everywhere in red watch, and then it's the same model.
Yeah.
But you couldn't look more different.
Yeah, exactly. So some are a little bit more modern and kind of futuristic looking, and some of them are
They
very
updated the box. That's cool.
70s, you know.
I haven't seen that box for my other one, but I can't decide if I can put it in because I don't think they're making them under 1,000 anymore because they're upgrading them. Is the Studio Underdogs.
No, they are. They're still keeping.
They're still doing it.
So there's the Series 101, and then there's the Series 03. They plan on making both.
Both? Okay.
So the Series 03 is going to be the Swiss-made one. The Series 01 is the one with the Chinese movement.
Yeah, the Seagull. So I was doing, I don't know who told me about it, but from behind the scenes, I heard that if you want to make watches with the Seagull movement inside, this is across the industry. If you want to buy them from Seagull, you got to buy like 10,000 of them.
Yeah, I heard that they're making them harder to get.
Yeah, it's like you can't just buy
You can't just buy 100.
100. You got to buy 10,000.
Wow.
So how many brands, like Studio Underdog is the one brand that I think could
they
do
could
that.
sell that many.
I think they could
over
sell
the course of a few years, you know,
For
just
sure.
buy it. They're so successful at this point.
Yeah,
that
they
just
sold
buy-
like the new 03, they sold 907 in 24 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So the salmon, that one. Yeah,
And I really
that's a
like
nice looking
like
one.
a lot of these smaller brands. We know the founders, and Richard Bank is just a.
I've DM'd with
super
him. I haven't
good
met
guy.
him yet, but
He's
hopefully
super
next
nice
weekend.
guy. Yeah, he's a really good guy. And so like seeing them successful and also how creative they are is the salmon I thought was really cool.
That's such an underrated thing with a lot of these
Yeah,
micro
that's a
brands.
crazy shot. It's like literally on top of some raw salmon. Yeah.
And they just did their the passion fruit collab
Yeah.
with
yeah.
Moser. Also good looking.
Also under 1,000.
Not quite.
Yeah. Also, yeah. It's the same. I think it's the same movement, the Passion Project.
Yeah, that's the same.
So a lot of people got mad about this. Did we talk about this on the podcast?
I think we talked
this
about it.
for Geneva Watch Days.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Like that's sick, but that's $65,000,
Yeah.
$70,000.
It looks very
Yeah.
Pac-Man-ish.
Yes.
the
Moser
Moser one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Studio
Yeah.
Underdog.
I
with
saw.
the,
So I
like,
saw them both in person.
Yeah,
I think
me
you
too.
did.
Yeah, I
And
saw
like
them in Geneva.
when you look at them in pictures, you're like, wow, those are really similar. And then you get them in hand, and
They're
you're like,
di-
they couldn't be too
Yeah.
different.
But
Like,
what I liked about it, not to kind of
Yeah.
rehash, they use different techniques because they're at totally different price points to achieve a similar like effect on the dial, right?
Yeah.
So, obviously you can't do like the Grand Few on the Studio Underdog and make it a $2,000 watch. So, they look similar. Obviously close up, they're a little bit different, but the textures are similar, done in completely different ways.
100%. Yeah. And you could see it in person.
Yeah. Which is, I think, what makes it so interesting.
I thought that made so cool. Yeah.
But you can
Underrated.
only get them as a pair, and that
You can only buy them as a pair. I want to see if somebody buys. They must be 100.
Do you think anyone's gonna like offload one?
offload one to a Studio Underdog collector for like
Yeah.
$5,000? You can pick up that.
Hey, any
Yeah.
Moser collectors that don't really like the watch, but you should reach out to some Studio Underdogs people who
I mean, I'd
I'd buy it
for-
too.
Yeah.
You have two buyers here.
I want the salmon. I think they're gonna be at Wind Up. If this comes out by then, you guys should all go. But it'd be sick. Yeah.
Okay.
Lots of talented people.
Okay, I think we have skeleton next.
Yeah.
I have 3.
Damn, how do you have that many skeleton
I have a
watches
whole-
under
I
I just
1,000?
did an article
Yeah. Okay.
of best 10
You set
skeleton
yourself up
watches
for success
under
here.
$1,000.
Yeah.
So, it's been in my brain. So I'm going to just like rattle
It does
off
pop
quickly.
up when you Google it, by the way.
Yes, it does.
If you top up best, because I Googled it, I found your article.
David, do people call you Dave or just David?
Oh, whatever.
Yeah. Okay, just whatever. Yeah, so I would go like if you want something like really high quality, the Mito Commander Gradient is there's one variation that's just under $1,000.
Okay, let me see
like
that. Mito Commander Gradient watch.
It's interesting because it's kind of a
I don't even know this many skeletons under 1,000.
yeah, it's a different one.
Oh, it's like, is this the one you're talking about?
No, it's a different one.
That is.
If you go to the first link at the bottom underneath all the shopping.
Oh, Commander Gradient.
Yeah, and then there's I think it's like maybe the last one in that is the one. No, the one before that. Yeah.
Oh.
Not that one. See, that one's $970. It has kind of the opaque like
translucent.
Sapphire,
it's like a translucent kind of dial. Yeah.
And then you could see the
date
date disc is kind of cool. So
I like that a lot. More brands don't do that where you can see the date disc.
Yeah, it's Swiss made, under $1,000, skeletonized dial. That's I think very rare, and that's a Swatch Group company, so you're getting something high quality. The other two would be I have so many. There's the Depancel Pista GT, which is on sale for under $1,000, which is cool. You have I'm just gonna list a couple more. The Xeric Inverter 2, which reminds me a lot of the Mad 1. But apparently the first inverter came before the Mad 1. Yeah, it has the flipped the inverse
I saw these
movement.
the first time last year at Wind Up.
They're cool.
Nuts.
They're nuts. So that's cool, and it tells the time on the side. So that's $750 for something.
That's
cool.
That's
pretty
that's like the
insane.
Mad 1.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's like very reminiscent of the Mad 1, though I heard the first inverter may have come before the Mad 1, but I may be wrong. And then the Sega Design Series M Magician. I like this because it's under $1,000 and it has a central ring that you can switch out outer dials, so you get 3 watches in one. They have a circular ring, or a circular outer case, a square outer case, and tonneau outer case.
Wow.
And so you're getting 3 watches for one at $749. So,
I had Sega on my list too. I just had the brand in general. If you want value, like the finishing, they're made in China. I think they're.
Yeah.
I talked to them for a little bit, and they were like, "We don't want people knowing we're made in China." I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like these are sick. Like they're so cool for the value you can get. They're incredible.
The Blue Planet won a GPHG
I was gonna say the Planet,
award. But those are they have one. They had one that's like $990 or something. The Steel Blue Planet. We reviewed the titanium or the steel, and we also reviewed the gilding version in the ceramic, the full ceramic, which is obviously over $1,000.
Sega Design Mechanical Watch Series. Yeah, Blue Planet.
Yeah, they're cool. They're very unique, and that's a GPHG award winner. They should lean more into the fact that they're Chinese, I think, and doing like innovative things.
I think they definitely should. I was taken aback when they said you can't mention that. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, whatever.
I reviewed some pieces, and they
were fine with it.
They were fine with it.
But yeah, I think that they're cool. The other one on my list was the Orient, which is a brand that doesn't get talked about enough. The Orient Bambino Open Heart.
So it's slightly
skeletonized, not really, but a really cool watch. People love it. The one knock I have about it is it's one of the loudest watches on wrist. The rotor is so loud.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's
sometimes I put a watch like on my night table when I go to bed, and if it's too loud, I have to, move it.
I just thought of a skeleton watch that's going to be cheaper. That's going to be the cheapest one. I have a Seiko, obviously, but the one I was, because as soon as you mentioned Open Heart, so actually one of the first watches I bought myself when I was interning for my parents' store, like back in college, we used to sell Swatch. So at the end of my 1-2 months working for my parents, I ended up buying myself a Swatch. It was a black dial, skeletonized, and it had the loudest tick. It was literally just Swatch skeleton, and they still. That's the second one. That's exactly my watch. I don't know where it went. I think I lost it when I moved, but it had the loudest tick ever. Like I would literally put my watch in my drawer across the room, and then I would still hear it. It was like tick, tick, tick. It was so loud. But
Swatch actually has
$95. See,
Swatch
Yeah,
has a bunch of skeletonized dials for like under 100 or under 200. You can get with the System 51 movement, which will be a little bit more expensive because it's automatic, or you can get, I think the coolest ones are the ones with the quartz movements that are skeletonized, because you don't see that very often.
That's exactly what this one is for $95.
Yeah. So
that's like the OG, the jellyfish.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The other one I had in mind was the Seiko Sonar dial, which I think you referenced on your article too. So that's like similar to one of the other watches you mentioned, where it has that like translucent dial.
Yeah.
But they use like orange and like aqua colors, so it has that very like sonar radar look to it.
No, that's a cool watch too.
Yeah, those are cool.
But I think the skeleton is a little bit harder to come by under 1,000.
It is, yeah. Like I don't think a lot of brands do it. That's why as soon as you mentioned, I was like, I can't even think. I could barely think of one, and then I thought of the Swatch. I'm like, yeah, that definitely counts.
And some brands, I feel like some people think it's like a little gimmicky, especially like when you're getting into that price point, to have like a beautifully finished movement can be very difficult.
Definitely, yeah.
I just like take myself back to when I bought mine, when I wasn't really interested in watches. Like I was like 19 years old or something, and I just wanted a cool skeleton watch. And so that's why the Swatch was my choice back then. And like, if you just go off that you just like how it looks and it's a fun watch, then yeah, it's a great piece.
So those are our choices. What do we have next? We have a few more. We have Field. So
Field watch.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah.
I mean,
That's
hello.
Let me see this, because I
put it on so the one bad thing about the Hamilton khaki Field Murph, which is what I have right here, is the fake gator strap that it comes on.
It's not the first time you brought that up on the pod.
Not the first time I brought it up. I switched it out, and it's so much better on just like a normal leather strap. And now they have a bracelet for it. I hope that it's interchangeable with like the old like. If you can you put it on an older Murph 38, or
I'm literally going to see them tomorrow, so I can ask you if you
can
want.
You ask them
yes,
for me?
I'm literally
and
tomorrow,
be like Craig, who runs Wrist Enthusiast, who you don't invite to any events, has who would like to be invited to events.
He wants a bracelet. How can he do it?
I don't even want a bracelet. I just want to.
Who can recite every line from Interstellar?
Yeah, I can pretty much. At one point, I kind of could. So, 38 millimeters. That's about $900, I think. It's just.
I've never seen it in person before.
Yeah, this is my first time seeing the Murph as well.
The 38 or any of Murph?
Any of them.
I think it's their best field watch.
Yeah.
And it came from Interstellar. So
I have my favorite.
I'm always like.
It was also Hamilton, though.
I'm always like. I love the movie Interstellar, but I always find it kind of funny that they're still releasing Interstellar watches like 10 plus years after the movie came out. But it is a masterpiece. It's
it is coming back to theaters and IMAX.
Is it really?
At the end of the year.
Yeah, I heard that.
Oh,
I am going. So we can do like a live podcast from the movie.
I love the movie. It's a great movie.
Yeah, so it's coming back.
Yeah, I love the size, 38 millimeter.
That's sick, actually. I have to.
You don't sell Hamilton, do you?
We used to. Currently, we don't.
So my watch is also Hamilton.
Okay.
I learned about this watch from Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, from a Teddy Baldessar video.
Okay.
And I fell in love with it. So I'm getting it tomorrow just to wear to this thing. It's the Khaki Field Mechanical White Dial Bronze case.
Oh, interesting. All right, I got to see that.
Under 1,000. It is a stunner. But yeah, I love it. It's cool. I've never seen it in person though, but in pictures, I'm like, that is very, very cool.
There you go.
There it is.
You haven't seen this in person?
No, I haven't. That's the one I was talking about.
Oh, that's nice too.
So is this series is manual winding? Is that right?
That's manual. Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
So
I like
it just
that.
makes it thin.
Yeah.
Which I like. Yeah. Ooh, that looks so good with the sweater.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see about that because that's a bronze watch under $1,000.
Yeah, no, that's good too. That'll probably patina very nicely.
I like that.
But I love this. I'm going to look into getting
When I first saw pictures of it, I was like, meh. Oh no, I have seen this because I've been to your place before.
Yeah.
But I just never like picked it up
and
put it on.
It's a good watch, I think. It's
totally would look great on a Delugs strap.
Yeah,
It would.
maybe I should throw it on.
That's the next thing we'll do for that. Mine is going to be the one I mentioned at the beginning of the show. That's the Seiko Alpinist.
Another Seiko.
And oh my God, another Seiko. But this time,
we should be sponsored by
every
Seiko by the
I
end of
wish.
this episode.
Yeah, just me. Yeah.
That's sick.
Seiko Alpinist. This time, I'm going to choose a different Seiko Alpinist. I chose the 121, which is the one that everyone kind of knows. But I would go for what they call the Laurel Alpinist. I don't remember the reference number, but if you look up Seiko Alpinist Ginza edition, then you'll find the coolest one. Ginza, yeah. And you're going to have to just go to the first link down there, Seiko 140th anniversary. It's definitely not a very like field design anymore, but this one's just like a cool limited edition that they took with.
It's cool, yeah.
What's it called? Seiko.
That one?
That's cool.
Yeah, because
cool.
Craig, you were just in Ginza and Tokyo, so they took like the what's it called, the cobblestone roads.
Yeah.
Put it on the dial, and then this one's their field watch with like, you have the triangular hour indices, date window. It's very like Explorer-esque.
Yep.
Very simple, and I think it's 38 millimeter, 200 meter water resistance. No compass bezel, which I think is fine without it. And
The annoying thing about this episode, I'm learning, like, now I want a Murph. Now I want that. And I'm like, because it's under 1,000. You just,
but then you
you
just
feel
start to
like
add
you can
up.
buy so many of them, and that's like always,
like, I'll buy this, and then in 6 months I don't like it. Like, it's like whatever. You just sell it. And you get another one. Yeah.
Yeah, Murph is great.
Okay, random question. Do you guys feel like after you buy like several under $1,000 watches, like when you have, let's say you bought this and then you bought a Rolex Explorer, would you still go back to wear this over time, or you feel like?
I don't know, because like I have this.
Yeah, the Stratotime.
And I have a
GMT
Master 2, a Pepsi.
Yeah.
I appreciate this for like the value and how well it's made, and I would recommend this to a lot of people that want that kind of look and that functionality. But do I wear it as often as I wear, or nearly as often as I wear a Pepsi? No. I mean, but that's not like, I don't think that's who they're selling to.
Yeah,
there's this whole, they're selling to people that don't want to spend, $10,000, $11,000 at retail and $20,000, $25,000 secondary market for a Pepsi or another GMT Master too. So yeah, I mean, but also sometimes you can buy like the less expensive version of it to see how you like it and whether you want to make that big purchase on the one that's $10,000, $15,000, $20,000.
I always feel I used to do that too. Like I would buy the alternative. I don't want to say alternative because I feel like for a lot of these brands, these are original designs. Like the way they've done it is also very different. But if you were to ask a random person or some random person on the internet, they would definitely say it's a copy of this or that. But like I always learned that from my own experience. If I bought something that was kind of resembles something else, and then I got the one that I really wanted, like it would still be a totally different experience. Yeah. Like they would feel totally different, even though they have a similar look.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
I go back to $1,000, like, your more affordable watches. And I find it so funny that it's like
affordable.
When we talk $1,000 watch and we're like, that's an affordable watch. But when you look at other watches, it certainly is. It's just interesting.
It's to me, it's always been interesting because, when you talk about like purses and things like that, $3,000 is $4,000, $5,000 is very expensive. But in watches, that's still bordering on affordable.
We would call like entry level. Yeah.
So the price range for watches versus other luxury goods, it's very different. It's easy to kind of get lost in the fact that you're talking about a $5,000 watch as entry level.
That's always so crazy to say 5,000 as entry.
I also find too that like with the more expensive watches, like there's a reason they're more expensive. I don't wear them because they are. I just find that like you're just getting a better watch.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Better finishes, better look or whatever. And you still wear the more affordable stuff. But like if you're going to choose like your Verso or your Seiko or whatever, it's like it's inherently a better watch, even though it's more expensive. So it's,
Yeah. I would agree with that too. I definitely think that the quality is really different, especially if you're buying the real deal version of it
Yeah.
is. But I would still buy things under $1,000, especially like if I was traveling or
Yeah.
because I'm just so used to wearing a watch
Yeah.
in general. I have an Apple Watch, but like I don't really wear that out day in
You better
day
not.
in day out unless I'm like running, unless I'm exercising. But like, I mean, that's even another one. You could do like best under $1,000 tech watch wearable. That would be like a kind of oddball answer for us because
Derek would manage to pick a Seiko.
no, could I choose a Seiko? Let me think about it. There's a Seiko TV watch. I don't think it's under $1,000.
Well, they don't make it anymore.
they don't
yeah.
make
I saw
it.
that in Ginza. Actually.
Yeah.
So let's go to the. Do we have? I think we have one more. We have one more category, and then we'll
Okay.
finish up. So
Yeah.
Pilot watch, which is kind of similar to field watch.
Yeah.
So
What is the difference? I actually don't know.
They have very similar cues to both of them. You know, that's a good question. They're very similar because a lot like pilot watches usually have to have large Arabic numerals for easy time reading. And look at your Hamilton Murph. It has Arabic numerals that are large. The hands are cathedral and also easy to read.
But pilot watches tend also to be, I think, larger, like case size, so like easy to look at. Sometimes you
I
have
see this Murph again.
Yeah.
sometimes you have the like the Navitimer has a slide rule bezel on it. Sometimes so there can be similarities.
So the other thing, like if I think functionally too, like obviously as a pilot watch, like you would a diver watch, a pilot watch would need to have certain criteria that would allow it to, survive in air pressure and like all this stuff. But I think a lot of field watches these days have the same tech, like specs, like over 100-meter water resistance, sapphire crystals, like lume. So yeah, I think they're about the same. But if it sounds like you have some options for pilot watches.
I have
at
a
1,000.
option, which I think is cool. The Sal Baltimore Balt Pilot. It's a world timer, but it's like with a GMT functionality. So it has like the world time bezel, so you can easily switch through different time zones. And I think it's attractive.
That's a proper pilot's watch.
Yeah, that's a pilot
real
watch. It
pilot's
has,
watch, yeah.
It's good for a pilot because it has, all the different, on the
Cities.
rotating inner bezel, it has all the different cities. With Baltimore, obviously, because that's where they're based out of, as the top in red. So that's, to me, and for $750, having an automatic world time GMT, it's a great deal. And it's a good looking watch, I think. They have multiple different colors. And they're like a micro brand that I don't know if everyone knows about. So
I've never heard of them. So thanks for introducing us to them.
I have. I think my watch taste is not what they make, but I can appreciate it.
yeah, I mean it's 40 millimeters, so I think it's a good watch.
Yeah.
There's
I like the full
titanium.
yellow is sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on, let me look up pilots.
Ben's doing his research right
Because
now.
now I don't even know.
Okay, Derek picks Seiko.
I don't have a Seiko pilot watch because I would have just chose the field watch. Like,
So I'm the only one that managed to come prepared for this one. We did talk about this earlier, didn't we?
we did, but I kind of just figured, you know what? I'll wing it when we get to the pilot watch section. Something will come to me, and now we're here. I'm like, should I say another Seiko?
I have something over that price, but
Okay, just lay it on us. And
Yeah, I have things over the price easily too, but
The,
under 1,000, I can't think of one right
the
now.
Ferrero Rocher too.
How much is?
They're 1,600.
The chocolate company.
Yeah. It's F-A-R-E-R Ferrer.
Oh, fair. F-A-E-R.
Yeah.
F-A-R-E-R. Ferrero Rocher. I
Me
was
too.
like,
If you click on like the fifth one. Yeah.
That's
the
nice.
hazelnut
It's a
GMT.
good looking watch.
Yeah, that's a world timer too. Now we're
World
getting into like
timer.
world timers.
Yeah.
Okay,
For
that's a-
1,700, almost
that's a very-
double, almost double our limit. But
It's like, I'm going to
it's
choose
almost
my
double.
favorite watch under 1,000. This one is 1,695.
I actively want to buy this watch for the last couple months, but
okay, you should-
there's just too many watches I want to buy, and I'm.
Oh, the loom. With
Yeah.
the
Oh,
whole-
Loom
is
yeah.
sick.
It's incredible. Like this next weekend, you need to go to the table and see.
Yeah. Another field watch that's good, the Formex.
Oh,
field
yeah.
watch under 1,000.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's cool. Just to go back.
Formex. Yeah,
Yeah, $840.
very similar strap
I think it's Velcro. Or
No,
maybe
yeah.
it's not. No, I think it does come in Velcro, but it's
Yeah, that's a super nice.
It's got a sandblasted titanium case.
Yeah, it's a Formex is
They're so underrated.
underrated.
This one says field watch. Is
Yeah,
this
no,
a
I said
pilot
field.
watch or a
I said,
field
no, I
watch?
said
Oh,
field.
okay,
I was
like-
just going back. I thought of it. And
I think it's
just wanted
literally
to
called
mention.
the Formex Field.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, it's literally called that.
I said another field watch.
My favorite pilot is a field watch.
No, I said a field. I said another field watch. Come on. So I think
You got me. I don't have a pilot
Okay,
watch
no
under
pilots.
1,000.
Whatever
Yeah.
Seiko, if Seiko's ever made a pilot watch, that's Derek's choice.
Well, I know pilots wear Seikos, so does that count as a
definitely do.
criteria?
The speed timer could be.
Nah, I wouldn't consider
You
it.
Yeah.
do the SRPH29.
Oh.
This one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a field watch.
That's a field watch.
No, it looks more like it has like the triangle.
I
Like
feel like
the-
it's very
All
pilot.
right, put it in the
vibe.
comments.
Piloty.
What is the difference between a field watch and a pilot watch? And give us some examples.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I don't even know.
All right. Well, on that note, I think we've given a lot of options.
Oh, the
to
SSK 023.
Okay.
GMT.
Asset
Oh, that's a new one.
023.
Yes, the new GMT.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah.
a good looking watch.
that one reminds me of the Explorer a lot. Like,
Yep. Oh,
but-
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, GMT functionality is very pilot.
Very pilot like.
That's true.
Very pilot like.
I guess I could have said that one.
Yeah.
I did review that one before, but it didn't come to mind because it says Field Series there.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Alrighty.
Well, let us know for every category or just generally what watches under $1,000 you would recommend. Tell us why you'd recommend them. We'll make it easy for everyone to kind of get some extra choices. We'll put a link to, I think, all of these watches that we talked to in the show notes and in the YouTube caption. So,
Sick.
till next time, guys.
Peace out.
Thanks for introducing us to all these brands because I wouldn't have known. And also shout out to Delugs. Thank you again for
Yeah.
partnering with
Thank you,
Wrist
Delugs.
Enthusiast Radio.
We're going to show you some more Deluxe stuff over the coming episode. So.
Yeah. Perfect.